All right, let's do it. This is Jay Quan, the hip hop historian with the great positive K. Let's start at the beginning, man. Tell me where you from and what kind of music you grew up with in your household coming up.
When ladies ask me that time, I said, "Baby, I'm from the world." You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
But now I'm from the boogie down, man. I was born up in the Bronx,
Okay.
and I used to stay a lot of time with my grandmother on 1880 Valentine Avenue, and that's right across the street from Echo Park.
Okay.
They had like this little rock structure. I used to climb them rocks, play in the park and whatnot. And
Yes, sir.
I watched the most important thing. I would see Grandmaster Flash and Busy Bee and DJ Sinbad and all them guys plugging their equipment. And I used to watch them, man. Setting up was the most entertaining thing. They were going to the light poles, and getting the juice.
Yes.
And then you start hearing, the setup of, plugging the turntable in. And we're not talking about no Serato now. We ain't talking Serato.
Right.
We talking the real thing. Them B12s. And, yeah, that's right. And you hear that record drop. You hear things like Catch a Groove.
Oh man. That's right.
You start hearing that. You start hearing Funky Penguin, and you start hearing Hey Cheaper, y'all. What's happening,
That's
bro?
right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff used to hit me, and it still resonates when people ask me questions like that. But that's where I'm from. I'm from the Bronx. And I was raised on hip hop.
You was raised on hip hop. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you saw the first generation. So was that an inspiration for you to become were you an MC first? Was that the first hip hop discipline that you went into, was being an MC, and was that your direct inspiration, seeing those cats setting up and things of that nature?
I will say this. I think we all started as fans. I was just a fan of the culture and the art and the sound. And then when I first heard DJ Hollywood did that. He said, "Wu-Tang, I don't want to go uptown."
My honey bun. Yeah.
And my cousin played that for me when I moved. I moved to Queens at the time.
Okay.
And I was going back and forth to the Bronx. And my cousin said, "Who's that? What is that?" And he started playing all the DJ Hollywood stuff. And DJ Hollywood was tearing people down like how they Infinity ain't me and Eddie Cheap can't do it either. Come on, and, and it was all crazy, man. And I was like, wow, that's something I need to be doing. That's what I want to do. And then there were records, man. There were records that was like that resonated. Like King 10 the Third.
That's right.
And then there were songs like even Diana Ross and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You heard the Coming Out and all that stuff like that. Those songs resonated. Ring My Bell.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are hard R&B songs.
They were.
A lot of them, they had a lot of disco tone to it, but
that's
they
right.
were hard records. Like Freak Out. Freak Out was like one of the hardest joints DJ would spit was Freak Out.
That's right. Heartbeat, all those records.
Dance to the drummer's beat.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I was a fan of that, man. It was that sound. And I was just a fan first, man.
Okay.
Then I knew I wanted to be a participant.
Okay. So writing rhymes was the first hip hop discipline of yours. You were MC, mainly MC.
First was the first. Because we was all loud to the limit, living to the line.
That's right. You know what? I call those community rhymes. Everybody says certain rhymes.
Man, Mikey was playing in the ditch.
That's right.
That's right. So yeah. So we was all doing that, man. We all did that. We did a little biting, and then it got to the point, and biting wasn't cool. You had to do your own thing, what I'm saying? People from your block had to be original. Your crew had to be original.
That's right.
But I never forgot, man, when me and my little crew started doing it, and I told you, I think we interviewed, I told you my first name was,
share that with the people.
Hey, listen, I hope y'all don't look at me ill on this, but I'm gonna tell you, my first rap name was called Baby Breeze. I was like, yo, listen, and I had my cousin here, and we call ourselves the Disco Cousins. That's what we was. I was Baby Breeze of the Disco Cousins. I had t-shirts made, them had sweatshirts and all that made. Branded in early '80s, But we did that, man, and that's what it was, man. But like I said, man, I'm just a fan of the culture and everything. And you seen that the Kangos.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The plaid short pants, the Pumas, the British Walkers, the Playboys, Quarterfields, Blinks, Gabardines. You know what I'm saying? It was, fashion. Hip hop always was fashionable.
Oh, always.
Always was fashionable, and still is, man. And that's what it was. But yeah, Baby Breeze that was me.
Baby Breeze. Baby Breeze. So now my first time hearing you was on Quartergram Pam, and that's
Quartergram Pam.
Was that actually your date? That was the first record you made?
That was my no, it wasn't my first record. I mean, that was my second record.
That was the second. Okay.
My first record was made with Mike and Dave and Crash Crew.
Oh.
They put the compilation out. If you look on your hip hop historians, if you look and see, it was a compilation album called Fast Money.
Okay, that's right.
And
they had Rob Bass.
Rob Bass' first record was called DJ Interview.
That's right.
And I had a song on there called Getting Paid.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the first song, and he was the first song on the flip side. You know, I'm calling it A and B. I just said it was the flip side. The other side was Rob. First side was me. And that's when me and Rob Bass first hit. And I never forgot it, man. I used to listen to the Rap Attack, Mr. Magic.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And you just wait and say, man, I'm going to play you next week, man. They got you next week. I waited 4 weeks, man. I think I was going to sleep and I heard, word for mail. It was like, I'm getting paid. I said, hey, they got me. I'm on the radio. I'm on Mr. Magic. And he played it for like maybe about a minute and a half. And I was done.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, Mike and Dave are legendary promoters, record cats that put out the Crash Crew early stuff, Boogie Boys.
That's right.
In this 50th, we don't hear enough of those kind of names, but Mike and Dave definitely out of the trunk cats. With
Yeah. They were like kind of the first ones to kind of really, even before Russell Simmons and all of that. They were like the first ones to kind of sell records independently and then have big success with a song like the Crash Crew. There was a guy that was with them that introduced me to him. His name was Sweetie G.
That's right.
Yeah. Not Sweet G, but Sweetie G.
Sweetie G, right.
And he was Queens' #1 solo sensation.
Right. Yep.
He was the only dude leaving Queens, New York, and battling dudes. He battled Modi, I think he battled Mel.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And he used to sing when he rhymed.
Right.
He was like a sing rapper and whatnot. He used to have a routine. He used to have a routine to be real. Like I do that. Girls see me, the girls can't stand it. They all call me the disco bandit. I do that, Rob, baby. I do that still, cause baby girl, you know it's got to be red. And it came on.
Yeah.
It was cold, man. That was the coldest thing you ever heard, B. I was like,
yeah. Sweetie G still doing big things too.
Oh yeah. He's a doctor now.
That's right.
He's a doctor, and he does a lot of. He has a thing called the Book Bank Foundation. Does a lot of great stuff, man.
That's right.
First guy, him and his brother were the first guys that showed me how to tie and tie. First dudes, man. Those are my mentors and my big brothers.
Mentors.
Yeah.
So how did you go from the Mike and Dave situation to First Priority with Quartergram Pam? How did that transition?
Well, I tell you this, after I heard Getting Paid on Mr. Magic's Rap Attack, you know, that little half a minute, you a dope fiend now. Now you need more. I need more. You know? So I took a page out of LL's book. LL was like, I was calling everybody around. So I called everybody on every record I had in the house. Spring Records, Epic. Everybody back then they used to have numbers on it. And you can't get nobody now. You can't get nobody on the phone now. Well, we had numbers. I would call every day of the week. I would call, and there was one lady who used to pick up, and her name was Heidi Smith. To this day, I still haven't met her. You know, it's so crazy. I haven't met her to this day. Her name is Heidi Smith, and she's one of the most pivotal people in Def Jam.
That's right.
Recordings. Right. And she was like, I got your stuff. We listened to it, listen. And she said, I think you need some management. She's like, I got a person I want you to meet. His name is Lumumba Carson. And if you guys don't know who Lumumba Carson is, he's the son of Sonny Carson, black activist, Education of Sonny Carson, the movie. And he went on to be Professor X the Overseer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was my first manager, and I was his first artist. And I met him at a place called the Restoration Mall in Brooklyn. All right? Now, at this time, I'm from the Bronx. I'm living in Queens, and I wasn't hanging in Brooklyn at this time yet, And so he told me to meet him at the Restoration Mall about like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I stayed there all night until they get ready to close up. And I'm getting ready to walk out, and I see this guy say, hey, you Positive K? I said, oh, man, you been here. Wow. So he tells me to stay, and the place closes up. I guess he knew the guys in there. So the place closes up. We in there drinking, getting drunk. First time meeting him. And we talk, and he said, man, I like what you're doing, but I know we got to do this. We got to get you on stage. We got to find out who you are. He said, at that point in time, it was positive knowledge. Allah was the attribute. He was like, I know your God body, but I want to know who you are. And we stayed there that night, and it was time for me to go back to Queens from Brooklyn.
Right.
I don't think y'all know how it is to travel from Brooklyn on, at 3 in the morning, you understand? You know, that's a freak. You know what I'm saying? I wanted hip hop bad. You understand? So,
Indeed.
you know,
So I never knew that. I never knew that positive. The
we
positive.
rapping back to my song. You know?
I never knew that the positive part came from the actual gods, from the 5%. So
Almost definitely, yeah, but definitely a part of the gods and earth, man. Piece of the gods and earth. It was positive knowledge outlaw, and I thought hard on the name because I didn't want to be born universal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't want to be Savior God. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be King Lord. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta be something different. There was one guy, his name was 360. I was getting ready to be 360. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be 360. And then the positive, my cousin was like, she said something positive. I said, what'd you say? She said, positive. I said, what? She said, positive. I said, oh, that's dope. I said, that's dope, positive. And then the K came along later. So it's positive knowledge is where it breaks down to. And it just stuck. But to go deeper is that when I was with Lamont Carson,
certainly,
he said, listen, man, he said, I want to introduce you to this brother named Kareem. I said, Kareem, okay, cool. And I didn't know he was introducing me to. He got me in this I remember that time, it was an MP3 van when it first came out. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm in the heart of Brooklyn. And he takes me to this dude's house. And we go up and we in the PJs, we go upstairs. And we go to this dude's door, man. And I'm like, the door is leaning against the wall. I mean, the door is physically leaning against, like you can pick the door up and move the door and walk in, you know? And I go in there, I'm like, what the hell what the fuck, where are we at? I felt like the crack house if you ask me, you know? And I go inside and I sit there and whatnot, and we're talking, and they start playing stuff, and I'm like, I'm hearing, if you can't hear it all, if you can't say it all, just say step. I'm like, this is Stetson Sonic. This is Daddy-O from Stetson Sonic. This is Kareem, you know? So we talk, and he's like, yo, I rhyme for him and whatnot. And he's like, yo. And at that point in time, I didn't know how to make songs. I didn't know how to count bars. I would just rhyme for a day. That's all it was. You just rhyme until you just had nothing else.
There you go.
You know, so he sat with me, and he listened to me, and said, man, I like you. So we're going to work on something. And Lumumba got me in the studio with Daddy-O. Daddy-O taught me how to count bars, how to break my song down. He taught me about song structure, you know, and beats. He one of the best beat makers, I think, probably out. He probably gave a lot of dudes some of the best sounds.
Yes.
Daddy was probably one of the first guys to make his own sounds. He would have like 2 and 3 and 4 or 5 kicks, and he'd have snares, and he'd be like, yo, he'd walk around and be like, yo, hey, you working on something? A producer, hey, I got a snare for you. He'd give you a disc with a snare on it. Chuck D will tell you, he swears by Daddy.
Yeah,
you know, he swears by Public Enemy. I mean, Daddy did a lot of work with Public Enemy.
That's right.
A lot of people, even Top Billin'.
That's
right.
right.
He's one of the guys who helped produce and mix Top Billin'.
Right.
You know, and that took off. So Daddy did the first song with Quarter Grand Pam, right. And I never forget it. Daddy was working a job, and the only job I ever had, I used to work at a bank. I was a bank teller. I didn't get fired. I didn't take no money. You know? I ain't take no money. I ain't set the bank up for robbery either. Right. You know, but we went, and I used to go to Jazzy J's studio. It used to be on Zarega Avenue in the Bronx. And again, I don't think y'all know how it is to take 4 or 5 trains to the Bronx and leave there about 5:30 in the morning, and then go straight to work. And Daddy used to do the same thing. We used to go there with ties on. Daddy would come in and go to work with a tie. We in the studio like this one, you know, dressed like the Mike 3 Sons. We got hard bottoms on with ties, and we in the studio scratching records.
Right.
And we came in and we did. He said, I got an idea, and he played the Skin Tight, and I always thought Skin Tight was one of the hardest bass lines ever. You know, and he did that, and he started scratching it, and while we doing the session, who walks in is one of my longtime friends and my brother right now. This guy walks in named Maxwell, and he was down with a group that was just coming out called the Masters of Ceremony, and you guys know him as Grand Poobah. You know what I'm saying? So we recorded. This is way before Brand Nubians. Yeah, this is when. Yeah, this is Master Ceremony, man. This before they even dropped Sex.
You know, right.
So when you hear Quarter Grand Pam, you hear Quarter Grand Pam. That's Grand Poobah.
Right.
That's Grand Poobah. And we was brothers after that. After that, I was damn near living in New Rochelle. You know, I used to be in his baby mother's house, and we used to get, be in the studio working so late I couldn't go home. So we would take the train up the New Road, and he said, "Yo, stay with me. We go back to the studio tomorrow. Stay with me." And I go in there, and his brother-in-law had bunk beds. So I used to stay there so much. He'd be like, "Yo, Paz, you up there?" I said, "Yeah, it's me." He said, "What you want for breakfast, man? We make us breakfast." I said, "Whatever y'all make, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." You know. And I used to be in the bunk bed, and his brother be on the bottom, I'd be up on the top. Who would be in there with his baby mama, and we'd be in there, man, just making hip hop, man, thinking big dreams. And that's how Porter Grand Pam came about.
And I was around the time, my mic is out, so I'm just going to do it. I know Masters of Ceremony put out Cracked Out, and they were on Jazzy J Records. So this must have been the same, right around that same
Strong
time
City.
period.
It's called Strong City.
Strong City.
Yeah,
Strong City, that's right. Strong City Records. Right.
With Rocky Buchanan.
Right.
Rocky Buchanan is the head of the Hip Hop
Museum in the Bronx.
In the Bronx,
right.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Small. Great, but you gotta understand this time period, though. Understand the time period. We're in Strong City. Jazzy J is doing I'm recording with Jazzy J. Professor X is in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going into my session, and Lord Finesse is coming out.
Yeah.
You understand? And I'm hearing Funky Technician when he's working on it. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, yo, pile. So everybody's like hearing everybody. You know? I come in the next day, then Fat Joe is walking out.
Right.
And I'm hearing Flo Joe. You know what I'm saying? So we're all in there. This is family. You know, we're drinking 40s together. Everybody smoking a little smoke, whatever, you know, talk, you know. And we in the Bronx. You know, then in show business in there with AG. You know, we're all in there, man. Diamond D is coming out. You know, everybody's here. This is the nucleus of hip hop at this time, and I'm like, it was overwhelming just to see it and just to be a part of that. But that was the early days. That was when we were starting up, and then Lumumba Carson took me. Like I said, it took me the first priority.
Right.
And they wanted to drop 3 records. They wanted to drop 3 songs, and he had one group called Audio 2.
That's right.
We know about Top Billing. Light had dropped Cram to Understand You, and I dropped Porter Grand Pam. So I guess y'all know who was the weakest link on that. Porter Grand Pam didn't do too much of that, you know what I'm saying? But I was in good company. I didn't care. I was like, okay,
great company. But then, you went on to do Good Combination, was dope.
Yes.
You went on to do, of course, I'm Not Having It with Light, which was also on the Basement Flavor compilation, classic joint. And I always saw
Step Up Front.
Step Up Front.
That's my baby. That's my
Step
baby.
Up Front.
That's my baby. Step Up Front.
Great. Who did production on Step Up Front?
Grand Pooba. Step Up Front to my mama, my dad. Step Up Front. Right. Yeah, that was Grand Pooba. He did that, and we did it at his manager's house. His name was Billy Brickle.
Okay.
We were at Billy Brickle's on the SP12, and we tapped it out on the SP12 and got the disc, and we went back to Jazzy, and Jazzy tightened it up, and that was Step Up Front. And then I took it over to Milk D, and we did everything on 8-track. Nothing was 20. I mean, we made songs with next to nothing, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we did it on the 8-track, and we might mix it someplace, and we'll dump it, do a 24 dump to mix it. But most of our stuff was mixed on 8-track. Including Good Combination. Good Combination was recorded. When I did this, I recorded Good Combination on the left and the right side of a cassette.
Wow.
Yeah, and I took the left and the right side of the cassette. I was just doing a reference, and it was just nasty and the static and the doom, 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 doom. It was so distorted. I took it to Milk, and Milk was like, "Don't touch it." He said, "Don't touch it." So we dumped it to 8-track, cleaned it up a bit, boom. Giz did a reverse echo, baby. Baby, I got you, baby. Yeah. So that's how I went.
Well, and I always saw I'm Not Having It, of course, as a precursor to I Got a Man. A lot of people didn't catch that, but that video was pretty hot for I'm Not Having It, and Light was on fire at that time. Tell me a little bit about just your whole time there, but specifically I'm Not Having It and your situation with Light and how that was at the time.
You're very sharp. You're very sharp to pick up on that because that was the mothership for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm Not Having It, but I was sitting there, and I was like I said, I told you, you had Top Billing, you had Cram to Understand You, and here I am. I'm like, okay, man, listen, everybody on fire right now. You got to do something. Right. So I said to myself, I just thought, I think, and I'm trying to think strategic. What can I do to be different? What can I do to be hot? What can I do that's gonna be signature for me? And I was like, yeah, who's your favorite artist? I was like, Marvin Gaye is my favorite artist. Right? So I said, well, what do you? I said, if you were Marvin Gaye, how would Marvin Gaye do a rap record? And I said to myself, everything Marvin Gaye did was duets. I mean, all his early stuff was Tammy Terrell, Dionne Warwick, Diana Ross. I mean, most of his career was all duets. And I said, you know what? And when he wrote his songs, if you listen to how he sings like me and Slick Rick would rap in pieces back and forth to himself. You know, you hear Marvin Gaye, oh baby, yeah. You know, he goes back and forth. And I was like, wow, I need to do that. And I said, well, I got one of the hottest females out here right now. I think at that time there was only 2 or 3. It was just
That's right.
Light, Salt and Pepper, Antoinette.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Latifah was
You know,
coming up.
Roxanne and maybe Sparky D at that time, but
Right.
you know, in my grasp, in my area, it was Light. And I was like, me use Light. We do this. So I did it, and I wrote the song, and we did the song, and the song just hit, and it just, I mean, that song really just was a big underground spin. I mean, as far as company-wise, it wasn't a number song, but as far as when I had people like Bugsy from Kiss FM playing the record, talking about, hey man, this is probably one of the biggest songs since James Brown and Lil Thomas together. You know, I'm like, wow, they were comparing it to that kind of stuff. And it was just great, man. And I see everybody trying to really copy it after that. You know, you had Kid from Kid Play, Salt trying to do something.
Yeah, that's right.
You had Ice Cube, Yo-Yo trying to do it. Now I'm starting to trend, you know. And to this point, I don't think I get enough credit for that.
No, you don't.
You know, I don't get enough credit. No. I mean, not just being a dope record, but I created the whole style. You got Timberland who did it with Old Girl, you know. I mean, it was a thing to do, and you're doing a positive K. LL did it, we're doing it well. Yeah. You know, that was, I mean, really.
It was dope.
That's biting.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest. That's basically kind of your Jack Ma thing. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, at that time, the label would treat me really bad. Okay. You know, and I was on the road with Kane. And Kane seen it. There was this big tour going out. It was, matter of fact, it's Kumo D's I Go to Work tour. Okay. Never forget it. I was the opening act. It was myself. It was Light. Ice-T would pop in certain dates. Too Short was on the tour, and I seen him get booed one night. It was terrible. It was terrible. And he never stopped. And he's been a trooper, man. Shout out to Too Short. He was on the show, and it was me, and it was Kane and Kumo D. And they told me one day, they called me when I was on the road. They told me to get a DJ and get a little security guard for yourself. I did that, and I got my DJ, and his name was Master T. Okay. Master T, who produced Dear Mama for Tupac. This is my DJ. Nobody knows him. This is my DJ. I bring him to the show. And then they tell me about 3 shows down the line, Pop, we can't keep you on the road. We can't afford it. I'm like, oh man. So I go back and I tell Kane. I said, Kane, man, I gotta leave and whatnot. Because most of the time I'm on Kane's bus anyway, I'm riding with Kane. And he's like, what? They can't afford it. Don't make no sense to me. And now Kane is the hottest person on the planet right now. I mean, he's our Michael Jackson right now. You know what I'm saying? So he calls Carol Lewis, who's head of the booking agency. And the booking agency, she's like, I just don't think they want him on the road. I don't think it's a money issue. She said, how could it be a money issue? So Kane said, I'm listening. He's like, hold on a second. He's like, yo, if you want to stay, you can. This is Kane's voice.
Sound like it too.
If you want to stay, man. He said, if you want to stay, I got you. I said, hell yeah, I want to stay. He said, no. He said, go get your bags, put it on the bus. Don't tell nobody nothing. So I got to pack my bags. I said, okay, y'all, see y'all later. They think I went to the airport. Show comes next time. Show opens up. Who cracks the show open? Me. They thought they seen a ghost. They got my security guard still there. That guy had with me. Some security guard he was. Right? And Master T is now on stage with MC Light and K-Rock DJ. She got 2 DJs now. Wow. And they got me going. I said, yo, I'm out. I'm going. He came and said, you see it? He said, man, whatever you want to do, let's go. You know, so after the tour was over, I'm sitting with Kane in his crib. And it's so funny because he lived in this condo. Kane was upstairs and Coogee Rap lived downstairs. It was the craziest thing in the world. It's like people coming like, can I borrow some sugar or something? Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like the dynamic was really crazy. You know what I'm saying? As you think back, it was funny. So I'm there and I'm talking to Kane. Kane is like, yo, play me what you got. So I did a rough draft of I Got a Man. And, you know, and I had pinched my nose and I was like, yo, sweetie, you ain't kind of pretty. So Light can learn her part. You know, I'm trying to separate. So I get the nose pinch and my voice is kind of high. I'm doing that. And he's like, yo, that's kind of dope. So we go to the studio and we do it over. But there's this new machine that came out called a synclavier system. And we pitched the vocals up and whatnot. So we did this, we pitched it up, and I'm like, Kane, that ain't gonna work, man. I don't like that. He said, man, we should just do it and leave it like this. I said, nah, man. I said, I can hear me. What you talking about? And the next thing I know, Freddie Fox walks in the studio, pardon my language, you're bumping knuckles. He walks in and he says, who's the bid? I said, Kane said, I told you. I said, I don't really like how that sounds. I mean, I get it, but for anything, who the bitch on the song? Like, so it was crazy. And after that, I was like, I gotta do it to the point where I can't hear myself no more. So we did it, and I had engineers fly in. I think when I got my deal, I spent most of my recording budget mixing that record and getting it to sound where I couldn't hear it no more. And that's how I went, and it came out, and that song was incredible, man.
So are you telling me Light was supposed to originally be?
It was made for Light. It was made for Light. I mean, I can only imagine what it would have been if she actually did the song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We did it one time. We did it. We didn't ever perform I'm Not Having It a lot. But we did I'm Not Having It at the Kennedy Center maybe about 2 years ago at the Kennedy Center. And she did a piece of I Got a Man With Me at the Kennedy Center. And the place, I've never heard a raw the way I heard a raw with me and Light did I Got a Man together.
Dope.
And the place went absolutely nuts at the Kennedy Center. I give her mad love for bringing me there because I probably would have never performed at the Kennedy Center on my own. And she brought me there, and the people went berserk. And I don't think she ever heard a raw like that, nor did I. Right. And we were like, oh my God, what was this? Yeah.
So I got a man came out. Yeah. So to clarify, the female voice on I Got a Man is you, because people still kind of.
Listen, I'm trying to leave something for the books. Y'all trying
they're trying to put it together.
Y'all trying to mess up my documentary right now. Unsung just called. They ain't got but 1 or 2 episodes left, and y'all trying to mess my money up. But and listen, get the book, and you will find out who was on there and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
So that record, it came out on Island. Was that song the song that got you to Island, or you already had the Island deal?
No, it was a song that was produced by Big Daddy Kane called The Night Shift.
That's right.
I got to on The Night Shift.
Right.
And nobody would sign me. I was trying so hard, and I said, you know what? I'm just do something. I'm gonna put the record out my damn self. And everybody laughed at me. I mean, no one was putting out records other than Def Jam independently, and first priority music, And they had stopped doing that because they got signed out to Atlantic.
Right.
I said, I'm just gonna do the record, man. So I put the record out, and there's a partner of mine. His name is Lazy Lays. He manages a group called MOP. And we'll get to that story in a minute. The first time you ever heard of MOP was with me, but I'll let you know how and why.
Definitely.
Lazy Lays was my partner, and he was talking to his fiance at the time, which was his wife, Blase Kitson. She was the A&R for Island Records. Well, first she was working for SBK with Vanilla Ice over there. She was doing that. Yeah. So I put the record out independently, and she was cool with this guy named Mike Love, who was like the program director over at Kiss FM. She just talked to him, played it for him. He said, I love that song. He put the song on, and the best thing I know, I get 5 P1 ads on the record independently. So I was like, this is crazy. So I scraped a little bit of money. I borrowed some money from my parents, and I went up to Harlem and got me a little office space, and I got a phone put there, and I bought me, at that time, I used to buy those little bootleg phone cards. Yeah. I was on the phone all day. I was calling every DJ I knew because they were reaching out to me about this record. This was on that shit. So I put a nice little list together. I mean, a real list, like with the 12 major markets and the subsidiary markets. And they're like, yo, Positive, you are killing it right now. Right. And I made friends with a lot of DJs. I knew about their mothers, their sisters' graduation, their kids. I knew about their side chicks, everything. You know what I'm saying? So I got real cool, a lot of DJs. And that song just took off. And the next thing I know, there was a little bidding war. People wanted to sign me from CBS. They signed Be Real in them.
Okay, yeah, Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill, they signed Cypress Hill. They had me on the board. It was me and Cypress Hill. And I was like, I don't want to go. I'm not going to CBS. And then it was Epic. They wanted to sign me. And then Polygram wanted to sign me. And then Island Records came in, and she, Blase Kitson, got a new job from SBK. She went to Island, and she was like, come with me. So I went to Island. They gave me a crazy budget, and the next thing I know, Polygram picked me up from Island, and that's how the whole thing went down, and we went from there. But Night Shift was the catalyst for
Night Shift.
everything to go down, and Plaza had Kingston and my boy Lazy Lays. And that was crazy. And let me just say this. While I'm on the island thing, I was doing so much work on Island and things were so crazy. There was a dude named Denny Cordell who used to run Island Records for Chris Blackwell. He was like, listen, man, there's a group called Mobb Deep. I want you to work with these guys. They had a song called Hit It From the Back. I was their first jammer. They wanted me to work with them. He said, listen, I want you to run 4th and Broadway for me. That's what I want you to do. So I sent Leo Cohen in there because now he's my manager. He said, I worked out Andre Harrell's deal for Uptown. Let me do your deal for you. He went in there to do my deal for 4th and Broadway. Came back out with Def Jam Island. I said, ain't this something? You said you sold me out. Okay. But that's what it was, man. And there was Def Jam Island. I still work with Russell. I still work with Leo. But I knew something was funny in that situation.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So as far as the production on I Got a Man, I always thought that loop, it was a taste of honey, but Funky Four really made it, dope for hip hop.
Yeah.
As far as I Got a Man. Who did production on that? Because I thought it was genius to bring that loop back.
It was a whole bunch. It was a culmination of people, man. Kane did it first, and we didn't use that loop. We used Slipping Into Darkness. But there was some drums in there, some sounds in there. I kept that. Then I had Daddy-O come back in, and then Daddy-O did some work. Mark Sparks did some work. I mean, it got to the point. The song was done, and I was really going with Slipping Into Darkness. And I was with my cousin LG one day, and we just sitting there in the studio. I'm like, I just need something else. I wanted to shift to something else. And we just putting on records, playing records while the drums and everything was playing, and the vocals were playing. And I just heard, then I'm like, wait a minute. Play that again. He spun it back and said, I said, oh. And next thing I know, I took it to Jazzy J. And Jazzy J tightened it up and put everything where it was supposed to be. And the rest was history.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people. There's no one person on the production of that song.
Gotcha.
I put my cousin's name on there as producer, but you know what I'm saying? It was just the records and whatnot. I wanted him to be known as a producer. I wanted us to do like a big production team. So that's why I put his name on there. Everybody else didn't care. They just wanted their money. They didn't care about no credits back then. Right. Everybody just wanted to pay a check. That's all that was.
That's right. Yeah, the producer wasn't quite a superstar like today.
Not like now.
So, as one who has worked independently, had your own independent situations, been in other independent situations, and the major label system, I know it's pros and cons to both. What do you prefer? And two-part question: what do you prefer, and how was your situation over at Island? How did they treat you?
It was a great situation. They gave me what I wanted. I was the new hot hand. It was even better when I was with Def Jam, because I was like one of the little guys. I came in with me and Chris Lighty. We were like the guys they were looking to kind of like take Def Jam to a new area. I had signed an artist. They gave me 2 Rush Associated labels. Okay. RAL labels, Rush Associated labels. I had 2 of those. I had one signed, I had no artist on, and I had one artist I had signed called Raggedy Man. Now, do you know about Raggedy Man? The dope, incredible dude. He just had his personal problems that didn't allow things to happen, but I'm the reason there was the month of the man. Raggedy Man, Method Man, and Red Man. That's what it was supposed to be. Wow. So I was the month of the man. Wow. And if you listen, if you pay attention to this, Beatsy Boys, they had an album, the album was called Skills to Pay the Bills.
That's right.
What was their first song on their album? Was my first song? Pass the Mic. There's a song I did, I never put it out, but it was a song that was very distorted with an echo chamber. I guess, yes, y'all, you don't stop. Oh, Beatsy Boys did the same very thing. Right. So they were patterning everything I was doing and giving it to them. I was Team Def Jam, so it didn't really matter to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? They was giving me what I wanted. I was helping them with everything. I'm the dude that was with Jam Master Jay, which used to come to my studio all the time. Rest in peace. And his studio is mirrored from my studio. You know what I'm saying? I had like a 16-track board. He had the same sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Then he bumped it up to 24. But if you look at his room and my room was the same thing. It was just like the left shoe, the right foot. You know what I'm saying? But it was the same. Because Jay used to come to my studio all the time. And I said, man, you don't need all that stuff to make great records. And I was proving everybody, you didn't need 24 tracks and a wall of outboard and stuff like that. You didn't need it to do rap music. And he was like, word. And he was doing the Onyx record, and it was just so dark. I said, man, you need the Uptown record, bro. You need something like that. You need an Uptown joint. Right. And they came with the Yeah, they came with the slam. That was the Uptown record. And then Leon and Russell came to me. They asked them help them to break Onyx. I was supposed to go on tour. I turned my tour into the Onyx tour. You know, that's what happened. And Onyx went out. They closed. You know, and I was going before them, and that's what it was. It was hard to go after me though. I don't want to know even Onyx. Listen, I don't know if you'll call it a positive case show, but people don't know what it is until you see it, and you're like, oh my God, the dude.
Yeah.
The dudes didn't want to do it, you know. And it was, I think it was the Brand Nubians, Double X Posse, Diamond D, myself, and Onyx. That was that tour right there. But that was my tour. But I took the back seat for them. You know what I'm saying? So you can break that group. You know, and that's what happened, man.
Okay. I want to segue into, you always had a sense of humor. For those that was really listening to your records, we could always catch your sense of humor in the records. But one of them where you could really catch it was a little, right around, I guess, early 90s, 91, 92, when Brand Nubian did Positive and Grand Poobah, Positive and LG.
Yeah.
And I love what you did on that with that Steve Arrington break and everything. How did that song come about? I know you already had the situation with Poobah, but how did that recording come about?
Well, what's so crazy about it is I never get the right story with this. You know what I'm saying? So it's all the historians. This is how it happened.
Okay.
All right. I was leaving First Priority. Now, I told you the story. Kane said, let's go. A gentleman by the name of Dante Ross calls me up. Yeah. He says, yo, I want to meet you. So I went down to Tommy Boy. He's got a job at Tommy Boy. I went down there and I met him. He's like, yo, man, why don't you just come over here, come mess with us? I said, yeah, I'm gonna do that. You know, they didn't have a big roster at that point in time. You know, they had, what's my man's name? Not Schizo, but I forgot what his name was. He was a freestyle rapper. He used to come off the top. He did a lot of the battle rap joints.
Fresco
was the biggest thing that Tommy Boy had at that point in time. And he was like, yo, man, I'm working with this girl. Her name was Queen Latifah, man.
That's right.
You should come over here and do what you did with Light with her and whatnot. So I did this reggae tune called Nobody Move, Nobody Get Hurt, the Yellow Man joint. And I kind of did it for again, for me and MC Light. He was like, come over here, do this with this girl named Latifah. Then he played the Latifah, that joint. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, so that can work. I said, So I met Latifah one day and we hung out. We went to Hotel Amazon in the Village.
Okay.
And me and her got real cool. I was the first one to introduce her to Light. Yeah. And she took off. I said, Light, don't be friends with her. And she became friends and she was bang. She was gone. I said, see what I tell you. but yeah, the team was good. And the label First Priority called me back and said, Paz, this your home, man. Don't leave, stay. Right. Come on back, we're gonna make it right. I'm gonna give you your album budget, I'm gonna do this, that. And I was like, man, then you can drop a record anytime you want to. This is your home. You won't go to Tommy Boy. So I went over there and I said, okay, go back to First Priority. I went back to First Priority. So I said, Dante, I said, why don't you sign my boy Poobah, man? Sign him. He said, bring him down. So I brought him down. He played some stuff he was trying to work on and whatnot. And Dante was like, I don't think he's a solo artist, man. He need to be in a group or something, put some people around him or something. Dr. Who didn't want to rhyme no more. He got a job at the post office. He was out, And next thing you know, me and Poobah looking for artists. I'll never forget it. He had a stack of tapes. We used to go to New Rochelle and listen to all the artists he had. And he had one dude who popped out. Dude said, he was rhyming this James Brown beat. And he was like, X needs money, here's the first one. Then X needs money, here's the next. That was his first demo. You can ask him, he'll tell you, I know it word for word damn near. And then there was another demo he had, he was listening. Poobah didn't like the dude, but he said something so slick. At that time, it was Chuck Willery in the Love Connection. He said, I'm like Chuck Willery, I'm trying to make a love connection. He did a slip rhyme. And it was Lord Jamal. And I said, I like this guy, I like that guy there. And then Poobah started listening to that, and he started, putting this ones and twos together. Then it comes down to it, the deal goes down with the Brand Nubians. All right? And he decides to sign them and the Brand Nubians. But the first song that was recorded was Nobody Could Be You. It was the first song out of everything done. One for all, everything. They wanted to drop the record, and Lord and X got a little tight. They like, man, why you doing this? I said, look, man, I said, Poobah, man, I'm already out here. You and you guys go ahead and do what you got to do. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Work y'all magic and do what you do. As long as y'all on, I'm cool. I used to pick them up down there every day and take them to the studio. You know, I'm the guy that had no cash at that time, so the 40s was on me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the food, the pizzas, the wings, and whatnot. We used to go to the studio down Calliope.
Okay.
Calliope, down Lower East Side. Not Lower East Side, up
Step
47.
there.
Yeah,
Step,
all the
yeah.
time. Go to Calliope, and we did there. We worked there, man. And I was there for everything. I think every song that was done, I had a lot of input on that album. Step to the Red, everything. I'm a brand Nubian. You know what I'm saying? I'm a brand Nubian. But that's how the deal went down. And I'm like, I be hearing, like, oh, we bumped into Dante. I'm like, nobody bumped into Dante. Nobody knew Dante. Poopa didn't know Dante. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, how did that happen? But you know, hey, it is what it is. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Dope. So like I said, your sense of humor really shined on that song. So tell me, you told me recently when I interviewed you about on the bus y'all used to snap, or you know, in different regions we call it different things, but playing at dozens or whatever. You was pretty good with that on the tour buses. You came and tell me a little bit about your history with with the early comedy.
Man, you had to have thick skin back then, man. It was like, hey, stop the bus, stop. You know, hey, listen. When Rakim said it's a family thing, only the crew would understand. You know. Sometimes you had to give yourself 5 minutes to go to the back and take a time out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to knuckle up on that one. You know what I'm saying? That brothers would scuff. We would scuff each other, man. It was me, Jay-Z, School Lover, Scrap Lover, Kane, Ant Live, Eric B's brother.
Rest in peace.
He was the manager. Rest in peace.
Yep.
A couple of other cats from Brooklyn: Hawk, Dog, Pig, Animal, Five Fingers, Six Fingers. I'm talking. You had gangsters on the bus. And brothers didn't play too kindly to no jokes.
That's right.
You couldn't snap on a lot of cats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you can't tell me I can't snap on you. But then now you're making me feel some kind of way.
Right.
So it's a little pressure on the bus. You know what I'm saying? But it was always that, man. School was a funny guy. It was ugly. It was bad, man. Mr. C, I felt bad for Mr. C. We used to call him a nasty African. You know?
That's right.
I don't know what the hell was in this hotel room. I think he was carrying dead bodies across state lines, because he would tell Jay-Z, came and say, yo, you go down to Mr. C room and work on the routine this evening. We'd be like, nah, man, we ain't going down there. Jay be like, nah, I ain't going. He said, we already know what we're doing. He said, nah, you gotta go there and rush the C. I said, he's like, no, man. He was like, no, man. Yo, his room, I swear, his room smelled like dead bodies, man. I said, Jay would walk out. Jay said, somebody got to be dead again. He said, it's got to be something dead.
That's funny, because on the back of Kane's second album, when they have Mr. C's picture, it says Nasty African.
He's a nasty African. Oh, he's nasty. Yeah. Oh, hell's yeah. That was his name, and he hated it. He used to he wanted to really fight. He got to the point like, yo, man, hey, Kane, man, listen, man, I don't want to do this no more.
Now, to reiterate too, or to make it clear for those that don't know, this was the time long before this when Jay-Z was running with Kane. Kane's trying to get Jay-Z on to that, but a lot of people don't remember that.
Well, it was first Kane came and got me.
Yes.
Then Kane went and got Jay-Z. Then Kane went and got Sauce Money. And it was Kane, Jay, Sauce Money, me, and Freddie Fox was always there. You know what I'm saying? So if rappers walked into the room, it was a lot of pressure. You had a lot of pressure when you walked into a room with the 4 of us in there. Yeah. 5 of us in that room. It was terrible, man. You know what I'm saying? And the beat stayed on, and it was always that. You know what I'm saying? So it was a gritty climate, man. You know, to be down, it was pressure. Everybody put pressure on everybody. You know, and you didn't get no pass. Man, you get no pass when you got in there, man. And it was dope, man. But it was fun because you watched a lot of stuff happen. And that I watched Smooth Operator get done. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You know, I've been on some of the biggest tours and see some of the craziest moments when I passed the microphone to Tupac, when you heard where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? You know, those are pivotal moments of my life that money can't even it can't pay for those memories. It doesn't. You can't even value the positions I've been in and the things I've seen. And it was incredible. I mean, I was there when Mr. C was still playing the new Biggie stuff. I heard Juicy before it was just a demo. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, how do you're living this in real time, and it's like it's all legendary to the point like it changed the culture of what we're in and people's lives and the world. You know, I
Sure.
mean, it's global, man. The hit Juicy before it came out, and you know, I get the job done. You know, I'm doing the song with Kane with Quincy Jones back on the block.
That's right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. It's weird. I'm riding the limousine with Barry White, and we sitting there laughing and giggling with Barry. You know. Kane was working with Dolomite. I'm sitting there with Dolomite. He said, "Yo," he said, Kane. He said, "Kane, this guy." He said, "Dolomite. Positive got the hottest song out." He said, "Tell him to give him some advice." He said, "Man, you throw everything at him, including that singer." I said, "That's like, you don't give these motherfuckers chance to breathe." I said, "Dolomite."
Yeah.
I'm with Dolomite, and it's crazy, man.
Crazy.
I've been in some great positions and great places. I'm a blessed man to have been there, man. Kane architect a lot of stuff, and Jay-Z, myself. I think we were recipients of him taking us on the road. You know, still 30 years later, people are still rocking to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still performing, man, and you know, and I thank Kane for a lot of that, man. And Jay-Z probably one of the biggest rappers probably in our culture.
Definitely.
You know, so you know, you got to look at that, man. That's just wonderful. By doing that, I went to the promotion game. I promoted a lot of groups. First time you heard "Protect Your Neck," I gave them back that college list. Hey, RZA, here you go. Here's that joint. Put that "Protect Your Neck" out, and I took it over to my man Sincere Thompson. He mailed it through Polygram like he mailed my night shift.
Right.
So I gave RZA the juice, and he was like, "My man over there, he gonna take care of it." You know, so "Protect Your Neck" jumped off. And I was promoting so many songs at the time. L.A. Reid called me, and my partner, Sincere, he said, "Well, I want you to break this group called Outkast." You know? So the first time you ever seen Outkast on the national TV shows with me, first time DJs ever heard from Outkast was from me. You know what I'm saying? And Big Boy, I didn't get my plaque yet. I'm still a little salty on that. My shoes is a little tight, Big Boy. You know? He hit me not too long ago. "Hey, yo, man, you ain't get them plaques, man. Plaques on me." I ain't get them yet, Big Boy. Jay Quan here now, he know the story. So get me my plaques, man.
You're truly a connector, man. You know, a lot of cats have similar stories where they were there at pivotal times, but they never made hits. They're truly like the unsung cats. For yourself, you're a connector. You know, you got your bona fide hits. You got classics, you know, under your belt. But you are really a connector. Just so you know, from several different eras. You know, for a cat that saw this out of his window in the Bronx from the first generation coming all the way up, you certainly. I know you got a book, documentary, and all that coming because you got a hell of a story.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm not a selfish cat, man. I never was a selfish dude. You know, I look at the picture right now. Just hit me just now to see Big L. Big L used to come and call me all the time. The week he died, he was supposed to come to my crib to go over to Davey DMX's crib. Because I had this song called "How You Living" with MOP, and I said, Davey D helped me put that together. He's like, "Yo," he said, "Y'all want to meet homeboy? I want to come out there and see what he got." You know, and before I know it, before that week ended, he was supposed to see me middle of that week. By the end of that week, he was dead. You know, God bless. You know, and he was a crown jewel. Trust me, I would have loved to have seen what he was going to do. And I like to put people in places, man. You know, to do certain things, man. I always did that. I'm not a selfish person. You know, if I can help you over here and send you to this person over there, go ahead, go over there and do that, man. A lot of guys don't want to do that. You know, hey man, you got the phone number. Hey man, here's the phone number. Don't tell him I gave it to you, but call him. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was never me. You know, I'm never a selfish dude. If you're not selfish in this game, things come back to you. You know what I'm saying? So I've never been a selfish guy.
That's great, man. Let's talk about your segue into officially doing stand-up. Because like I said, you always had the sense of humor.
Yeah.
So now you're doing official stand-up. Tell me how you segued into stand-up and what you're doing today with your stand-up and your music.
I give Light a lot of credit. She was the one who did it, you know. She used to call me on the phone. We did this song. We were working on a song called "Still Not Having It." I don't know if you ever heard that or not, but it's a little underground thing. Never really put it out, never pushed it, but it was like her and I rekindling the whole "I'm not having it, I got a man" kind of vibe. It's called "Still Not Having It" to Bill Withers. And she was telling me, she was like, "You know, it'd be a travesty." That's how she talks. "You know, it would be a travesty if you just don't do some kind of comedy." You know, so I'm like, I'm not doing no comedy. She said, "I dare you, I just dare you. Just write two jokes and tell them to me." You know, so I wrote 2 jokes just playing around. Wrote more than that when I did it. It started to flow. And I told her, and she's like, "I dare you to go on stage and stand. I dare you. See, you're not gonna do it. You're doing some punk shit now. That's punk shit." And I'm like, "Right, the fuck you call me a punk?" And so I went out and I did it, and it went over pretty good. And I hooked up with Talent the comedian, you know, and he took me into a couple spots, did some things. I did my first bombing with Talent, you know. I didn't know what the red light was. So when I kept telling jokes, I won. The first 5 minutes, I killed him.
Right.
But then that was it. Dude is waving the light. I said, what is there, a sniper in this room or something? Is there a sniper in here? What's this red light? And they like, and I'm on the show with Tommy Davidson, Lunell, Joe Claire, and everybody's like, get off the stage, mother. Tommy, I'm not getting off the stage. Tommy, look, man, I'm the headliner, man. I'm the headliner. You supposed to warm it up. Just warm it up. You ain't supposed to be acting that long. I'm like, But I was trying to dig myself out the hole. I couldn't get out the hole. The more I dug, the deeper I got. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I'm out of here. Fuck y'all.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my first time bombing, man. But they've been kind of far in between since then. So I've been doing a lot of shows, man. I've done the Laugh Factory, Punchlines, a lot of people's barbecue barbecues. I do bath mitzvahs, brisks. I do. You know, I do the birthday party. I'm doing one tonight, goddammit. You know what I'm saying?
But you incorporate music into your show. Have you done that?
Yes. I haven't went that far yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, because I'm doing enough right now, and everybody seems to be jumping in this thing. A lot of rappers now want to jump into the comedy world, but it's not as easy as they think it is. They say, well, Positive's doing it, but when you get out there, that stage tells you something different. When it gets quiet and it's just you and that microphone and them people, it's a little different.
Yeah.
But I do kind of mix it up, and I kind of keep the variety going and get them hanging and hoeing, and then I get back to my jokes. But yeah, most definitely, man, it's something I'm going to be doing. And, it's a good transition because, like I said, the energy is kind of the same as rap, man. I mean, when they laughing and slapping their knee, that's like saying the best 8-bar rhyme in the world, man. It's that same feeling.
Yes.
Yeah, it motivates you, man. It fills you up.
Who inspired you? We all pretty much the same age. Growing up with the great comedians we grew up with, the Red Foxes, the Richard Pryor's, later on the Eddie Murphys. Who inspired you as a youngster with stand-up?
Come on, well, we all snuck down in the basement listening to that Rich, you know what I'm saying? That Mudbone.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? And Miss Rudolph.
Yeah.
She said, you will see that spider again.
Yeah. That's right.
He said that joke. He said, man, the guy smacked me so hard, I think he shot me.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Rich is crazy. Red was insane. He was an idiot. But I listened to it all, man. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of, when I started doing it, I kind of got into a lot of cats like Patrice O'Neal, man.
Oh yeah.
He came.
Rest in peace.
He came from my world. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And he was a funny guy. And he was multicultural. He didn't just make black people laugh. He made white people laugh. He made Latin people laugh. He made everybody laugh. He had jokes for everybody. Mm-hmm. So Patrice O'Neal was like one of my favorite dudes, and he was hip hop. He had the Godfather hat on. He said, you know what I mean? What's wrong with him?
Right.
And that was Patrice O'Neal, and I like that guy. So, I like Sebastian, the Italian dude, the Sebastian dude out there.
Yeah.
He's crazy, talking about his dad. I think that's insane. A lot of females out here, man, are really funny. That underground game right now there's so many talented comedians across the world, and not just in Atlanta where I'm based right now, but in comedian Wu in Harlem. Oh my God, they got guys, man, that can really do like movies right now and specials. And they're not getting the love no more because you don't have the Def Jam comedy no more. Yeah. You don't have Comic View anymore. There's no outlet for comedy right now. There's really no outlet. I would like to even get to create something like that, because that's my thing. If I did music, I put out records, I make studios, and, I did promotion companies. I would like to do something for comedians to give them an outlet so they can go ahead and I can showcase some new guys, some new talent.
I know Eddie Murphy was saying recently a lot of jokes he did on like Delirious and Raw, you could never do on there because we're so politically correct and in a different spot.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? And do you think it'll ever get back to the point where you can kind of be a little more free to be a comedian, explore kind of everything?
I go on stage and I do the joke about lesbians. You know what I'm saying? I asked myself, any lesbians in here tonight? And they were like, nah, anybody tonight? Go, good, fuck those motherfuckers. I said, my ex-girlfriend, she was a lesbian, and she turned into a lesbian. It was hardcore. Her first man, she had the long hair, she wore slinky dresses, the high heel shoes, the Victoria's Secret, the comfort thongs and everything. Next thing I know, she started wearing boy shorts, men briefs, jogging boots.
I Jodeci.
I rolled over one night that I was laying beside Floyd Mayweather. I said, baby, we ain't gonna make it. And I said, let me tell you something about lesbians. Let me tell you about lesbians. You know what lesbians are? You ever see a lion out in the Serengeti? He's out in the Serengeti, just out there, just sitting there, and he just eating the zebra all by himself. He just peaceful, just eating the zebra. And all of a sudden, the pack of hyenas come out of nowhere, and they surround the lion, and they take his meat. That's lesbians. I'd be like, don't tell no lesbians I said that. I said, y'all try to cancel Dave Chappelle. Y'all will erase me. But I do that in my show. So you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
So my very last question to you. This has been very enlightening, man. My last question to you is, when we talked recently, I think you were on the way to the studio.
Yeah.
So you're still making music, and you're planning on releasing some music. Is there anything you tell us about that? And in the way the music game is now, with everybody talking about Spotify and how we distribute our music, if you are making music, how do you plan on getting it to the people?
My cousin sent me this thing, and he was like, I got some more to listen to. I listened to it, and I was like, okay, I just got to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's like that. And then a producer sent me something just about 2 weeks ago, and he's like one of the best producers. I think for me, he knows what I like. He knows how to hit those notes that I want to do. And it's like he thinks about it before I even want to do it. And my man Jesse West,
Oh yeah,
Third Eye.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the most underrated producers in hip hop. Yeah. Oh my God, this guy is so incredible, man. Yeah. You know,
he goes back to the early Biggie and Puffy stuff.
Yeah, he was crazy. Now, he's insane.
Yeah,
he's insane with it. Jesse West, taking no prisoners.
Yeah,
that's the song he had. That was lyrically that was incredible.
Yeah. Jesse West, crazy. All right, so any questions from the audience? Q&A. When the album you and Cheeks?
Cheek loses his phone every 2 weeks. Hey, listen, you can look at my phone right now. I got like 16 numbers on Cheeks. I just gave up. You know what I'm saying? But the dude is just so, man, as a person, that's one of the most loving guys you ever want to meet. He sees me, yo, cousin, what's going on? Bing, 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 bing. Get out of here. Oh, salute.
We would go from here to New York. It was one Christmas. We were driving. Mr. Rugg was driving. We was driving tractor. So Cheeks, Lou, and Spigs pulled up in the limo. They look at the little car. Like that shit was. You know what the car?
It's not funny. Yeah, now Cheeks is a good dude. We did one music fest in Atlanta. We hung out that night, and we went to see Lil' Kim after we got off stage and did our thing. That was a beautiful night. You might have seen some of the clips. It was myself, KRS-One, Brand Nubians. Who else was it? Akinelli came through. Akinelli came through. Big Tigger was in the joint. He came on through. And it was a beautiful night, man. We really had Greg Nice and Nice Smooth was in there, which is my dudes. And if you don't know about the album, Greg Nice and I did a project together, and we never really put that out. We just did it because we wanted to do it. We probably did it for ourselves more than anything, than anybody else. But that's some great tracks on that project with me and him, man. But with Cheeks, it's wonderful. It was crazy because you want Cheeks to do something, he don't do it. And we did this song called Make It Happen, right? Next thing I know, he's like, I said, yo, I'm gonna send you the track. He said, it's done. I said, no, wait a minute. Either you can do magic. We was on the boat, and I swear, we got off the boat and the song was done. I don't know how he did that. To this day, I'm like, he like, Cheeks give that look like, Yeah, but he loses his phone every week, man. You can't nail Cheeks down, man. I tried, believe me. I think everybody was like, yo, man, you talk to Cheeks. Cheeks probably one of the biggest artists out here. If you can get him to be on time and show up, and cut back on one blunt a day. That's one. We can't cut it all down. Just one blunt. Listen, here's the thing about the Marleys. The Marleys like, I can't hit you. Yeah. The Marleys don't want to hang with them no more. It's just too much. Come on, the Marleys don't want to hang with you.
Yeah, right. You smoked it.
but he's a beautiful human being, man. That's my dude, man. That's cuz up. That's cuz up, man.
Dope.
Yeah.
What's up, Positive K? the skills that pay the bills. You were mentioning on the track White Plains Road. That's street in the Parkchester neighborhood of the Bronx. Like, were you like referring to that hood or somewhere else? Just curious.
I like how you sing that question. Hey, positive, hey, what's going on? It's White Plains Road. That your home, you go that. I like how you sang that. That was dope, man. Put a beat behind that motherfucker right there. You know, you can bang something with that. You know? That's the comedian in me. I'm sorry, man. Nah, seriously. Nah, man. White Plains Road. I used to hang out at White Plains Road, but there's a dude called 9 You know, I know him as Derek. Yeah, 9. Yeah, 9. And he used to stay with my partner Tito, and Tito was a part of the group called Deuces is Deaf, and Funkmaster Flex first group when he was DJing. And Tito lived on White Plains Road. He lived on Bronxwood, off White Plains Road, but Chuck Chillot lived downstairs. Tito lived upstairs. You know, right on top of each other. You know, and Flex lived down the block. You know what I'm saying? So I used to hang out there with Tito, and that's how me and Chuck Chillot really got real tight. So I used to be like, yo, White Plains Road, you know, and just shouting it out. Those are the homes, you know. Gotcha. That's what it was.
Gotcha. 9 was here back in July.
Sure was.
You still singing that, mother? 9 was here back in July. It's like he getting ready to take off the lyric. He's like, 9 was here back in July. Good shit, man. Good shit. Yeah, again, family. 9 will call me and we'll be on the phone for like 4 hours. You know? Call hoppers, baby.
I was going to ask one. Take us back to the video when you had Thelma Evans.
Okay. The person who shot the video, I gave this guy his first work. His name was Brett Ratner. If you know who Brett Ratner is, he's the one who shot Rush Hour, her stuff. His first music video ever done was Positive Case Call Hops. And I'm sitting with Brett. He's like, I said, Brett, I just need something different. I just can't do. I got a band again. He said, what about Thelma from Good Times? I said, yo, get the fuck. I said, shit. You know, I'm like, she's not gonna come on. He's like, yo, I can call her and see what she says. I said, you can contact Thelma from Good Times. I can call her. He's like, just give it a shot. Calls her, I meet her. Next thing you know, me and her hit it off like this. Bang. Matter of fact, we still talk to this day. She called me about last week. Yeah, that's my sweetheart, man. That's my sweetheart. She can make some mean oatmeal. I'm only playing. Again, that's the comedy in you. Anyhow, it was a great video. And listen, you going on the road with me, man. I'm gonna take you on the road with me, man. We're gonna come on the road, man. You got some rhythm with you, baby. You got a tone on you, man.
Yes. Positive Case. You mentioned MC Light and Milky Audio too.
Yes, sir.
You participated in one of the best trio posse cuts, one of the most slept on posse cuts.
Good Lord.
There you go.
Where did you unthaw that from, goddamn? Now that's what I'm talking about. Now you hip hop, baby. That's it. We'll get started up, y'all. Started up, y'all. I'm like, oh no, we just about to 3. Oh, that's crazy. Listen. You know, here's my thing. Always wanted to be in a group. I was always I was not jealous. I'm envious of people like the Cold Crush. I'm envious of the Furious 5. I'm envious of the Jazzy 5. I love that. I always wanted to be in a group. I started the Disco Cousins. Disco Cousins didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? I should have had him in the group. And we would have killed it. I'm telling you, I know. I see it.
Indeed.
I see that. But seriously, it was my idea. I said, let's do a routine. We got to do a routine. Old school routine. Let's do it. Giz made the track, which is a dope track. Dope track. And we did that, man. And I agree with you. I think it's one of the best routines that was recorded. Right. Not like the Cold Crush, that live stuff. You can't touch that live stuff. That live stuff is just that has some kind of ambiance to it. That's just, you know. Yeah. And what up, Cap? You know what you gonna do when you start to rap? Hey, look.
You're the DJ.
What's happening? When are you coming back again? You know, that kind of stuff, you can't touch that. But as a recording routine, I don't think there was nothing tougher than that. I agree.
Dope.
I concur, Captain.
That's good. Very good one.
Your show on Rock the Bells. Was it a trial or was
No. I had a contract with Rock the Bells, and it was dope. Man, I'm gonna be a little bit more transparent with it. When L had called me for it, I'm LL's Cool J's second hire. Roxanne Shante was the first. I was the second hire. Had a full contract, everything good, very nice numbers. L was a gentleman, treated me well, everything was good. My mother has dementia, and I'm the main caregiver, and all I got is my dad, and he's 83 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have a real home support, but I hired some home health aides, which was kind of good. It was good. So I went to New York City, I took the job. My mother had a surgery that was supposed to improve her condition. She suffers also from hydrocephalus, which is fluid on the brain. And did a procedure to relieve some of the fluid on her brain. And the surgery and the anesthesia didn't work out right. She wound up having a stroke and lost her mobility, so she couldn't walk. Now she has to be moved around, and it's either I myself or my 83-year-old dad. So the powers that be would see me flying back and forth every weekend because I would come home and do meal prep. I fly back on Friday night, push back out Sunday morning and be ready for the show on Monday. And they were like, why do you keep doing that? And they were like, hey man, you should do it from home. I said, nah, LL told me to do it from here because he wants me in New York City to do live interviews and stuff like that. And it's just a different vibe, do it from home. And they were like, it's okay. I said, no, man. I spoke to L, and the next thing I know, they gave me this equipment to go home, and I'm working for like 3 weeks from home. Everybody's loving the show. I'm like, everything's good. Next thing I know, Ella's like, where's Positive at? Why does he sound different? And next thing I know, the phone call comes in, hey, when are you coming back? I want you back in. I said, well, look, man, Miles is not walking. He's like, oh, okay, well, hey, we're going to suspend everything until, you figure out what you're going to do. And it just didn't materialize for me to go back, man. But that's what it was. Now, I wasn't fired. I wasn't let go. It was just that the circumstances that B wouldn't let me do that, man. But I still appreciate the opportunity. That was one of the, matter of fact, I'm the first guy who went live from home at Rock the Bells. And then here's the craziest thing, which is that I was just saying because these are brothers I look up to. They went and hired two people behind me. They hired Prince Marky D, and unfortunately he passed away. Then they hired Biz, and he passed away. Yeah. So they said, we're going to leave that slot alone for a little while. They said, we're going to leave that slot alone for a little second. We ain't going to do no replacements right now.
Right.
I said, okay. But nah, man, that was, I'm Team Rock the Bells all day long, man. Big shout out to Dion, Jace Hudson, the GOAT. Them guys are good guys up there, man. I had a ball doing it, and with Roxanne and everybody, and, it's great. And Rock the Bells has turned into a whole different thing, And I used to talk about doing the tour, the Rock the Bells shows and everything. So I kind of feel I kind of talk a little stuff into fruition. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but Rock the Bells is hot, man. Stay tuned to it. I wish they would play more stuff though. You need to advocate for that. They had the breaking.
songs from him?
Listen, they had Breaking the Bells. They were doing Breaking the Bells on a regular basis, and they stopped the Breaking the Bells, man. They need to get back to that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you asked me, how are we going to get the songs out there? Slick Rick has an album ready to go right now.
Mm-hmm.
Chubb Rock has songs ready to go right now.
Yeah.
Chubb and I are getting ready to do a project together right now. I got stuff I get ready to come out right now. People got songs on deck right now, but we have no way to put them out.
Outlet.
You know what I'm saying? And the radio won't play. So.
Yeah, because the last Breaking the Bells thing was Meth and Slick Rick.
Yeah.
DJ Muggs.
Yeah, so it's they do it, but it's so far in between.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It needs to be a regular, constant thing.
Right.
I think it should be a certain part of the day, man. This is show is Breaking the Bell. He's playing nothing new but from the veterans.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what this should be.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, let's get out in front of Jay Quan's house and let's petition. You know what I'm saying? Let's put it on him. Jay Quan.
That's funny. I hear you.
Yeah, right. You can do it if you want to do it. This line's is still open. Positive K trying to get me fired. You see, he ain't up there no more.
That is funny. That is funny.
Oh man.
Any more questions from the audience?
Encyclopedia, man. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Boy, you ready to go, baby. We're going to get you a microphone, man. Come on, man. We're going to turn up in here with you, baby.
On the album, the skills that pay the bills.
You doing this on purpose now. Now you're doing this on purpose. Nah, go ahead. Give it to you, man. What you saying? Skills pay the bills.
Sample like Slow Down by Brand Nubian, the same sample in Jenny from the Block and
Well,
South Bronx.
I did get the well, really it was from the Hey Baby. That's really from Diamond D.
Oh.
That's a Diamond D joint. Yeah, that was a Diamond D little sample, and I put the Hey Baby on top of it. But yeah, you're right. That was a Flower Girls in Brooklyn. You know, yeah, very good record, man. I haven't performed that in I don't know how long, man. I'm gonna do that one day, sometime coming up soon, man. I'm dedicated to you, man. You know? Yeah.
Best stand, it got me in. It samples Cold Crush and that same sample what Jay-Z uses in Girls, Girls, Girls.
Well, let's say Jay-Z used me. All right. What comes first, huh? You know what I'm saying? You know, the chicken or the egg, baby. I was, it was me first. But yeah, man. The crazy thing about that song, I got sued 3 times on that record. I got sued by Junior. Have you heard the mama used to say?
Yeah.
I used it one time. I thought I was good with that.
Right.
They sued me for that, and Love Buck Starsky sued me for the.
Wow.
I use it. I thought as far as the time frame on it, I was good. Oh, sued me. It was that, and then people from Rescue Me, they came and got me. But I had most of that money in escrow. That's what it was. So, but they sued for more ownership, not the cash, but for more ownership of the record. But it was good. I still made out pretty good on the song, even after all that.
You also sampled the Furies 5 on the record.
Furies 5, what's I Got a Man?
Yeah.
This is the way. No, it was that. No, that's Carl Hoppers. This is the way cars drive by with the. That's Allah. No, and I Got a Man.
Yeah.
I don't remember Flash and I Got a Man.
In the beginning, a little bit of freedom was in it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that could have been that. That could have been it. I think
It could have been the
we
original.
never sampled the rap records. When that sample,
That was the original.
It was only the original record.
Get Up and Dance by Freak.
I never sampled a lot of rap stuff. I think the only thing you mentioned was the Derek X stuff. The Hey Baby. That's about that. But I never sampled too many off rap records. Because everything was owned by Joey Robinson and them.
That's right.
You don't want to get sued by Joey.
Nah.
You don't want Sugar Hill Records coming after you. Goddamn.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Any more questions?
That's really dope.
All right, dope. Very, very enlightening, brother. Again, you got a story, my man.
Hey, most definitely, man. The book's on the way, man.
I can't wait.
We're gonna call it. It's gonna be called Step Up Front.
Step Up Front.
That's the name of the book, man. So you heard it here first. Yeah, Step Up Front, baby.
Up Front. I love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. Dope.
Thank you. Who's buying the cold one?
I got it. Always. Always. Love it.